And that's it. This is the video with which I would like to celebrate the end of the build. It was a long build, probably not as long as some kind of a battleship or whatever, Victory, HMS, something like that, but for sure this one took for me a long time to build. So if you are new to this channel, and if you are new to this build, this boat is a shipping boat, especially created for tuna fishing. The characteristics are those fishing poles here that you can see. They are really high, and each one of them have seven ropes around them, and they are probably meant to be off board somehow. And then you have, as you can see here, there are these kind of hooks that are connected to the poles, and this is the way they are fishing with this boat, probably, right? Cool. So the model itself is from Artesanía Latina, and I will talk about the model a little bit later on. Another characteristics of this model is that the sails are actually painted or stained, if you want. So this is one part of the build. From the box they are completely white, but then you need to paint them. I think I painted them a little bit fainter than the reference. They should be a little bit more, I don't know, darker in color, but I think they better match the idea. They also get this kind of vintage look that I really love it in general. So how much time it took for me to build this ship? It took me 200 hours. I have been lucky to be able to work on this boat every single day for 25 days full time, which means that I have been able to focus on every single aspect of the build. It's important to understand that for me this one is the first boat with the sails. So for me, for example, these little dead eyes and the whole lot of pulleys here, as you can see, there are so many. I really I think they are, and these pulleys, they are like 45-50 of them in the whole boat. So even though it's a relatively small build, there are so many of these little things that you need to put together. So yeah, and the sides, the final sides, as you can see, this is my hand, so it's a relatively small build. It's 60 centimeters long and 60 centimeter height, so it's relatively small. As probably many of you, I don't have a lot of space in the house, so which means that I need to choose, and I need to go and build for models that are not extremely big. So for the model itself, I would say, as I said, this comes from Artesanía Latina, and I think that overall the project, instruction, the build, and the materials are top notch. I have been built also other things from other brands, and I think so far Artesanía Latina is the one that for me it put together I don't know, more passion maybe on what they are doing. More the quality of the boots are very good. Maybe the plywood is not that good. I think there are some of the pieces in the box that were even a little bit bented, so it was not super easy. In some cases I had to, the plywood makes with there is one part of wood in the middle, and then there are two slices on top and below. So, and in some cases the plywood, some of the part of the plywood just went away, and I had to put them back with the CA glue. So it was not fantastic until this point. Another thing that I really didn't like about the materials are the threads. So the threads are here you can see. Maybe it's really hard to see, but if you really go and to see in close details, you see that the threads, they have a lot of hairs. and this is really difficult. They are really difficult to remove. I tried everything. I tried with the acrylic varnish, I tried with the wax, I tried with the glue, with wood glue, with anything, but the only thing that really works is to use fire, which is obviously not fantastic and ideal around these little small things that can catch fire, right? So to see the difference, to see what I'm talking about, you can see the difference here. As you can see, the rope on the right here is using another kind of rope that I had somewhere, which does not have any kind of hair there, and you see they're really sharp, really sharp and nice. And the other one is built using the threads from the model, and you can see there are a lot of hairs. It's not really the same visual result. Again, these are the one. Unfortunately, I didn't have much of this rope, so much of the thread, so I couldn't use this everywhere, right? So in many cases you can make up for it using some fire or some wax, but it's also partially my fault, because when I did realize that I had this problem, I didn't go and buy more of the good rope, more of the good threads without hairs. I should have some kind of, I was like, yeah, I will eventually find a solution. No, I really didn't. So instructions. The instructions are, as you can see from my previous video about the unboxing of the model, the instructions are only digitally on digital. So it's a PDF. It comes with the two PDFs, one for the part lists and one for the instructions, and the instructions are really good. There are like around 170 pages with all the steps, and there are pictures, so it's kind of you are following another person building the boat together with you. And I think they are, I was really impressed. I have been really impressed. I have had my iPad next to me while I was building it, and so I really couldn't be more happier. Also because you can zoom, right? You can pinch and zoom, so you can have a very nice interesting experience with them, focusing not too much understanding the instructions, but just following them. This is beautiful. There were no missing pieces. I think the pieces that I found are the one that needed for the instructions. I actually kind of forgot to put some of the pieces, small pieces that I don't remember if I didn't see them in the instructions. What else? The color set. As for the color set, I ordered those the colors together with the models. As you can see, you can have directly the whole set for the specific boat. Yeah, I forgot to put some. I mean, there are also other things like this. And the only thing that is missing here, is the thinner for the paint, and also a specific kind of chemical compounds to make these. The only thing is that in the instruction, the only thing that it's asked to be darkened with this chemical compound is this brass little thing here, which I didn't have, I didn't buy, so for me, I decided to leave it natural as it is. And one final thing about the brass, I think maybe there are too much brass in this build. As you can see, the chain for the anchor here, the chain itself is brass, and then there is brass here and brass here, and there are also brass here, and then you have a lot of brass, another chain here, and then this is brass. Also this, the handle of the rudder is also brass, and that I painted in metal color from another paint that I have. But it's really hard to paint on brass, as you know. So I don't know, maybe there should be, this is probably a limit of my knowledge, there should be a way to make the brass a little bit more convincing, right? I don't know. I don't think there are so much brass in a boat. Anyway, the instruction, you only see old brass, so probably it's okay. Okay, so that's me. That's the final result. As I said, I am super happy about the final result. It took me a really long time, and I don't know if I'm gonna start with another project right away, because man, it's a lot of work. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you with the next project maybe. Bye.